Crypto markets have been in pain. Bitcoin, Cardano falling for weeks now. In this video, I want to break down the opposite of that. Bitcoin and Cardano to the upside. I'll break down exactly what the move would look like and what to watch for on the charts. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit the subscribe and like on the way in. Let's jump into it, starting with Bitcoin. And I want to start by just saying this. Fundamentals. The fundamentals behind Bitcoin right now and Cardano right now have never been stronger. If there was ever a case for the continuation of this bull market, besides the time frame of this bull market, meaning we're pretty much, in my opinion, in the middle of it, the second case would be the fundamentals. They are so strong. There is such a supply-demand factor in play, and though we have seen a dip to the downside, the case for Bitcoin, for Cardano, for crypto markets to the upside will be those two things, right? It will be the fundamentals and it will be the demand factor. There comes a price where it's just too cheap and price will bounce. We're going to continue tracking, the downside potential. It's there. Bitcoin just in a series of lower highs, but in terms of everything going on with Bitcoin, El Salvador, you can just search El Salvador Bitcoin on Twitter, and it's just, there's so much hype. It's a really big deal in terms of adoption. Bitcoin ETF approval potentially 2021, 2022, a lot of opinions on that. There's an article here on CNBC. This was an interesting article. Digital dollar could push more investors into Bitcoin, fund manager says, and this is Greg King over at Osprey Fund. Imagine the world's fiat currencies are digitized. I actually think that pushes more people into something like a Bitcoin because, frankly, that would give governments even more control than they already have around their money supply. And a lot of people get into Bitcoin for concerns about that type of control. So what he's saying, definitely true. On top of just digitizing money in general, people getting used to the digitization of money will get used to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies just all across the board. And of course, along the way, there's so much fear, uncertainty, and doubt, but those things come and go. But all across the board, the fundamentals lining up with the charts, there's a very strong case for a bull market bounce from where we've kind of come down and consolidated. On the weekly with Bitcoin, we've talked about it over and over. Almost 400 days post 2016 halving compared to almost 400 days post 2020 halving, and these white lines are the halvings that I'm referencing. Bitcoin's kind of like in the sense of this bull market right here in the middle of 2017. We get this consolidation, and this was a 1618 consolidation on the macro. This is a 1618 consolidation on the macro. What that is a Fibonacci 1618. It's the swing high to swing low. There's our bull market doors, the 618 to 786 bull market doors, and then up through this 1618 back down. Bitcoin made a very similar move in that the last bull market and then bounced to the upside. So that's kind of where we are right now. This isn't a guarantee that Bitcoin will hold above this area at around $30,000, the 1618 line, but there's a strong case for it. And when we start pairing it up with things like fundamentals and everything going on, it's possible, very, very possible. But this is where it starts, the 6 hour. I'm gonna breeze through this because I don't want to be repetitive, but this is literally, in terms of watching short-term charts, I don't know what else. There's probably a lot to watch. A lot of people are watching different things, but I really don't know what else there is to watch. We've tracked this symmetrical triangle. We've tracked it. Bitcoin is just literally at the apex, like just at the apex of a symmetrical triangle. We talked about last night the descending triangle in play, right? So again, here's this yellow line, the 1618 macro line of support hovering right around 30,000. And we have these swing lows right around 30,000. And right now, Bitcoin has just been failing at these little resistance areas. And right now, we haven't gotten a big enough rejection off of this resistance. It's Fibonacci lower high resistance. Not going to chart every one. You already know what it is. The swing high to swing low, and Fibonacci fell into this lower high right here. Didn't break through. That's the confirmation we're waiting for. So right now, in the very short-term charts, that's what we're waiting for. Still, it's right around $36,300 to $37,700. That's the resistance for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin starts making its way through that area and we get a 6 hour close above it with good separation from that resistance, then we're talking about potential reversal in play. Then we're really talking about confirmation of a true bullish bounce. These bounces here, there was never any confirmation. every single bounce, it's actually been just resistance each step of the way. And we're still here testing an area. So while this is a bullish video, right, talking about potential bullish bounce, this is what it would look like. Breaking this resistance that I just talked about, always be prepared for the downside scenario. Bitcoin just dropping down, testing this $30,000 region once again. And then we have to wait. And then we have to wait for the next lower high resistance area. Do we get a confirmation breaking through that area? It's a lot of patience, but this is how the bounce will just kind of come into play. One of these short-term resistance, lower high resistance areas will eventually be broken. That's what I'm watching on Bitcoin. And we know breakout target to the upside, if we do get a breakout, well above $50,000. So that's Bitcoin. Cardano, same thing. Let's start there. Fundamentals. If ADA actually falls below $1, it will single-handedly be the best opportunity in crypto. Smart contracts and Goguen completion incoming. Interoperability and scalability will follow via Basho era. Cardano just getting started. So now we're talking about fundamentals for Cardano. We know the weekly story that we've just been tracking, Shelley, hard fork, staking mechanism. Mary, hard fork, multi-asset ledger. And then we have the completion of Goguen towards, the fall time, September time, smart contracts on the way. And then after that, we're going into another phase, right? It's Basho era, interoperability, scalability. Cardano fundamentally is getting stronger and stronger, more decentralized every single hour of every single day. And we start there in terms of identifying the bullishness of Cardano. On the charts, there's a lot of bullishness, still above the 20-week moving average. Even after this very harsh last month or so, Bitcoin, we know, is well below the 20-week moving average on its own chart. So Cardano on the weekly holding up. Here's Cardano's bull market doors, just steady above it. You can see that 786 of the bull market doors around $1.10, the 618 around 90 cents. Cardano steadily on the weekly chart above those areas. And we can start zooming in and we can start talking about, well, on the short-term charts, what would a bullish bounce look like for Cardano? Always have to check out the daily. The 50-day moving average around $1.59 right now. Cardano really has to get back above that area. That'll be part of the move if Cardano makes that bullish bounce. But beyond that, the $1.50, potentially even a more just crucial area. It acted as such resistance for months back here before breaking to the upside. And right now, Cardano consolidating, which is good. And we're right in the middle of the consolidation. We talked about this yesterday. We're right in the middle, and right in the middle of that is the 150. We want to see that turn to support. So we're going to continue to track that very strongly. And now on the short-term charts, let's talk about what actually just happened. And let's get a glimpse of it actually on the daily chart. So I was talking about this area. We had this ultimate all-time high, the capitulation. The consolidation takes place all in between there, whatever that looks like. And this is what it looks like thus far. Pretty much a symmetrical triangle. In Cardano, as we just mentioned, in the middle of that. But look at this. Cardano saw its first major resistance from swing high to swing low. Major resistance. This would have been bullish reversal if we got to break through this area, and that is right around $2.15 to $1.90. We got major resistance there, and then from that resistance, we have potential support. And what that looks like is the capitulation swing low to that resistance area. We talked about this yesterday, and support, and I guess I should move this down on this daily chart, but support right around $1.30 to 786 at around $1.12, $1.13. That's what support looks like on the daily chart. And you can see in this current daily candle, Cardano literally wicked right around to that 618, around $1.31 area. And that's a good sign. We need this daily candle to close nicely. We need another nice daily candle. It'd be awesome to see this next daily candle close above $1.50, and we can be off to the races for Cardano. Going over here to the hourly chart, check out what happened for Cardano. So here's Cardano making a move to the support area to the downside, and then we're actually back in the smaller triangle apex right now that we've been tracking. So Cardano just literally continues to consolidate, and on the hourly chart, it's the same as Bitcoin. If we just looked at Bitcoin on the 6-hour, continued lower highs. The first sign of a bullish bounce for Cardano will be to break one of these recent lower highs. So we have this swing high back here to swing low. So our current short-term resistance right now is confluent with the upper trend line of the triangle. We have a 786 area, $1.58, to the 618, $1.53. That's the new resistance. We're always charting new resistance. It's painful to do these videos. It really is painful for me because we keep plotting these new resistance areas and Cardano keeps failing. Here's the last one we did, swing high to swing low. We had a resistance area for bullish confirmation to break. It was right here, this Fibonacci lower high resistance. And look how we hit it perfectly. A lower high, we bounced to the downside. That lower high resistance was around $1.61 to $1.66. Cardano failed, and it's just been the story. I mean, I could do this all day long. That swing high to swing low, Cardano failed that one. And then, you know, that ultimate drop, swing high to swing low, Cardano failed that one. Look at these revisits to these Fibonacci's over and over again. So here we are right now. This is the move we'd look for the bullish bounce continuation of this bull market. And this is just breaking this area wouldn't be immediate confirmation of bull market continuation, but it's the very, very first step. That resistance, once again, $1.53 to $1.57 area, confluent with that upper trend line. We're in the apex of this symmetrical triangle, the yellow one for Cardano. We just hit major support, at least right above major support for Cardano on the midterm. We just looked at what that looks like on the daily. We need to see Cardano make a move to the upside on the short term, get above that $1.50 area, and start putting in those higher highs and higher lows. But this is the resistance just above. Who knows what's going to happen? Be ready for downside. If there's rejection, ready for downside to this lower trend line down here, to this macro midterm Fibonacci support that we just talked about over here, $1.30, $1.29 to $1.12, $1.13. So that's what I'm watching on Cardano, everybody. Appreciate you. 2.5 million in our brand new pool, CCV3, trying to get to 3 million. We have 2 days left to get there. And the reason I do that is just because this is our first full epic in CCV3, and this will be fully operational. I mean, pretty confidently once we get to 3 million, and we're about to get there. So I have no worries there. But if you're willing to move from CCV, CCV1, CCV2, CCV3, I would be very grateful to you as we grow this thing, get this lifted off the ground. But just awesome growth, everybody. I appreciate all of you delegators. We continue growing this, growing within the ecosystem. I thank each and every one of you. I hope you're having a great weekend. I will see you all in the next video. Hit the subscribe, hit that like on the way out. I'll see you next video. God bless.